here today. I am here today to do some free live readings, energy readings. I just finished the pick a card readings for tomorrow. Oh, guys. I'm even gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch them again myself. It was just there were moments, beautiful moments. Really nice. I live in Spain. I am from the UK. Very sunny Spain today. Very sunny. Loving it. Although, albeit cold, but it's very sunny. I like the sun. I don't like the sun. I love the sun. So, generally, to do the readings, I use a different things. Let's see if we can get the same numbers so I can explain this better. 9, there's a 9. I use 2 standard deck of cards. The reason I use 2, I'll show you. On this pile, there are 9 in the middle and 2 on the sides. On this pile, there are 9 in the middle and 4 on the sides. So this one would be 9 and 11. This one would be 9 and 13. So this one would be 9 and the Jack. This one would be 9 and the King. So that's why I use the 2, because they bring different messages. They bring different insights into you, who you are, your resistances. And that's what the numbers for me are all about, your resistances. We all live, I believe, or I've been shown, that we live in these spirals of creation, or spirals of resistance, really, because when we're creating without the resistance, we would not go through all these numbers. But when we are in resistance, we go through the numbers. So the numbers are showing us about our resistance, our thoughts, our emotions, where our energy is, helping us to understand what we're experiencing at that moment, why we're experiencing it, and how to get out of that experience, letting go of the resistance. I also use the Show Me cards. These are based on energy animals. And I use the calabash, full of messages, names, songs, quotes, and energy animals. That sound are some chimes and some little stones that are inside that I use as well to do the readings. So I am here to do free energy readings. If you would like a reading, please feel free to comment that you would like one and I can come to you. Be nice to know where you are, guys. Like I said, I'm in Spain. I'm from the UK. I live in Spain. It's nice to know where in the world I am. I like knowing where I am in the world. It's really nice. Traveling around, being around the world. Yeah. It's nice to know where I am in the world. So, like I explained, I see numbers as a spiral that we each live in. One would be the creation. One is actually the roots, our self-beliefs, our beliefs around anything and everything, but stemming from self. The 2 is how you deal with those beliefs. Everything else is how you deal with these beliefs and the resistances that are created from these beliefs. Hey, Braden, how are you? I am great, thank you. How are you? Where in the world are you, Braden? So we all experience resistance at certain times. We may be the most amazing manifestors, but there will be certain things that we will struggle to manifest, and that's because of resistance. The resistance is within you. It's your own self-beliefs that are holding you back from being able to manifest. So that's what these messages help with, being able for you to recognize what is holding you back within yourself. Why are you holding yourself back, where it's stemming from, and what you can do about it, so that the world looks a little brighter for you. And you're able to be in more of a receptive mode to your manifestations rather than resistance mode. If you would like a reading, anybody, then let me know and I can come to you. Where's MI? MI. I don't know where MI. Michigan? I don't know where MI is. Not sure where MI is. Michigan. I got it right. I'm impressed with myself, yeah? It was the first place I thought of, Michigan. I don't know why, because I mean, yeah. Intuition. Thank you, intuition. How are you, Braden? How's it going? And anybody else that's here? I can see other people here. How are you? How is your day going? Morning, afternoon, evening, nights? I am here. You can ask questions as well. I'm just folding these so that they're folded nicely while I'm waiting to do some readings. You can ask questions. I may not necessarily answer in the way that you would want me to, but I will answer in the way that I receive the message to answer. No, I feel guided to answer. So please feel free to ask any questions you have. If you would like a reading, then generally the readings are general simply because they will be what you need to hear. Not necessarily what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And it's really important to hear what we need to hear so that we can grow and move on and become more than what we are already, which is the aim of everybody, no? Little by little, creating a better world for ourselves. I just finished making the pick a card readings for tomorrow. Guys, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I had tears in my eyes. It was so beautiful. Really beautiful readings. Yeah. And like I said, I've come here today to do some readings. So please use me. I am here to be used. I am here to be used. Don't be shy. You can do it. Right. Should we start with the collective? All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to explain this. So, as I mentioned, I see everything as a spiral. Numbers for me are a spiral. We live in a spiral. We live in the spiral of resistance. When we are reluctant to do something, it's because of a self-belief that's coming from the number one. But it will affect every other part of the journey through that manifestation. I'm just getting each of the cards so that I can explain it nicely with you. It will affect each of the manifestations. Joker, where's the Joker? So, let's show you. We have the Ace. The Ace is the idea that this is how we work through creations and manifestations. These are the resistances that you will experience as you are creating and building your manifestations. So let's say the Ace is the idea. So you could see something that you like, and that's that. You see something you like and you're like, okay, that's nice. That's now within you. You make a decision. You like it, you don't like it. You make a decision. So the Ace is this kind of deciding that you like something or you don't like something. So with that 8 is deciding if you like something or you don't like something. If you are moving into the 2 with the I don't like it, whatever it is that you're creating, the 2 will feel like, if it's not in alignment with you, the 2 will feel like you're not supported around this creation and that it's not working for you. And when I mean it's not in alignment, it's that although you have something in your mind that you want, your inner beliefs are not supporting you. They're not going along with, yes, I can have that. There's something within you that is restricting that idea. So it will take you to the 2. It will be a feeling of you do not feel loved and you do not feel supported. And that isn't, generally what we will do is, this person isn't supporting me and that person isn't supporting me. And we will blame other people outside of ourselves. But really, this is your own inner belief that is not supporting you. It has nothing to do with outside of you. It's within you, your own idea of self. So without it being in alignment, it will feel like you're not being supported. Guys, I am doing free live readings. If you would like one, let me know and I can come to you. At the moment, I'm just explaining the way that I see numbers, the way that the spiral works that I've been shown that the spiral of numbers works, which is all around resistance, how we experience resistance and how that resistance impacts what we are manifesting. So the ace is the idea of this thing that you like. But if your inner beliefs are not in alignment with this thing that you want, it leads you to the 2 in a lower vibration, which will feel like you're not loved, you're not supported. Which then leads us to the 3. The 3 is all about being authentic to self. But if we don't feel that we're loved and supported, it means that we will not move into the 3 feeling good about who we are. It means that we feel that there's something wrong with us and that people don't like us the way that we are, and we need to be someone different so that people can support us and love us, so that we can get to the things that we want. So it means that you won't take action towards your inspirations. You won't take action towards your creations because you feel that other people will not understand why you're doing that. Again, it's coming from the 1, an inner belief inside of you that is stopping you from believing that you are able to create. Which leads us to the 4. The 4 is about taking an action. So let's say you got to the 3 and you had some form of inspiration and you were like, okay, all right, let me take this inspiration. Although you don't feel loved and supported, and although you're not feeling in alignment with this idea, you say, okay, let me take an action. But because you're not in alignment with the idea, you take the action, but you do not trust the action that you've taken, which is the 4. Doubts around an action that you've taken. Which leads us to the 5, which is then the idea of lack around all of this. You want this, but you can't have it because you're not supported and you're the victim, and it's everybody else's fault of why you cannot have this. And although you take action towards your inspiration, you don't feel good enough about being able to receive anything. So it leads you to the 5 of, this isn't working, things don't work for me, I don't have enough, I don't have what I need, I don't have the people I need. It ends up being in lack. And 5 is all about lack or abundance. It's about you actually being in balance. But when we're not in balance, when we get to the 5, we're either in lack mentality or the abundance mentality. Even the abundance, it's not wrong to be in abundance mentality, but if you're in abundance mentality but without the gratitude, then there is a problem, because it means that you're working from a place that is selfish rather than selfless. So this is, so far, up to the 5, not getting the manifestation. You won't get the manifestation in lower vibration in the way that you want, because the 1 is the idea. But without the self-belief of the idea, you get to the 2, not feeling that you're enough. You get to the 3, not being able to trust in your creations, your inspiration. You get to the 4, not trusting the actions that you've taken. You get to the 5, feeling like nothing's working for you. You get to the 6, which for me, I always see it as a pole, which is all about how you expand your ideas. So when you're in a lack mentality with the 5, what will happen with the 6? Let's say the ace was you saw a house and you really like this house. So when you get to the 6, it would be like, in lack, it would be, well, the lack of expansion, it would be, I can't have that house, I can't afford it. That's the doubt. That's the self-belief that you're struggling with. I can't have this house. I can't afford this house. This house, how would I ever afford that? Not in this lifetime. So it's limited thoughts. But the 6 is about expansion. It's, oh, what would I do with this house? This house would be amazing. So the 6 is the expansion of the thoughts. Okay, you want this thing. You bring yourself to balance around it. You're expanding the thoughts of it, which means that you then start taking action. So if I stick to the house idea, it would be, you start looking at houses that are similar to this house. You start looking around to see, or just get ideas of houses you would like, where you would like to live. You start putting a little bit of action into the work that, sorry. You start putting a little bit of action into the idea that you have. Because the 7 is all about action. It's physical action you have to put in to be able to create it. But in lower vibration, the 7 would be, you're putting the physical action in, but you do not trust what you're doing because you don't believe that what you're putting energy into is yours. And that's been there from the beginning because of this inner belief. Brings you to the 8. You've put all this work in. The 8 is the manifestation. You actually receiving this manifestation. But in lower vibration, you can only receive it in lower vibration. So the energy of what you've got to the 8 in will be lower vibration in the way I'm describing it. And in lower vibration, it means that whatever it is you receive with the 8, a manifestation, will not feel nice. So I was using a house. So let's say you actually do receive the house. Well, the lack would be you don't receive the house. Or if you did receive a house, it would be a house that doesn't make you feel good. There would be no joy in this house. You wouldn't be able to expand in this house. There would be a lot of frustration. There would be a lot of difficulties around this. And that's coming again from the beginning. The idea that it can't work because of an inner belief that you have. I am here to do live readings, guys. If you'd like one, let me know. That brings us to the 9. So after we receive a manifestation, we also have opportunity. But in lower vibration, once you receive the manifestation, in lower vibration, the 9 would be that you're working from a place of lack of belief in people, lack of belief in yourself, lack of trust in the universe, lack of trust in people, lack of trust. It's a lack. Lack doesn't stop from the beginning. And that lack is because within you, there's a lack mentality around a self-belief that you have about yourself. So as long as you have this lack-minded self-belief about self, what you're manifesting will come as lack. That inner belief has to be dealt with to be able to manifest in the way you would like things to come. So the opportunities would not come with the 9. If you'd like a reading, let me know. I can come to you. I'm just explaining how the spiral of the numbers work in the way that I read, how I understand numbers. You would get to the 10. The 10 would be, so the 9 is the opportunities in abundance, but in lack, it would be that you're worried that you're going to be let down again. There's a big bag of emotional trauma and you're too fearful to create change, so you don't. So the 10 would be that you have this desire, which we started with. You have the desire, but your whole mindset around it is but what if, but what if, but what if? You're so stuck on yourself not being good enough in whichever way that is, whatever reason you are on this ace, whatever self-belief it is that you're carrying is stopping you from being able to move towards this desire, because your mindset around it does not believe you're capable of receiving it. Which would bring us to the Jack. The Jack is how you speak to yourself, is the inner bully within us. It is a 1 as well. The 10 is a 1. So these, I put them with the 1s actually, because it only goes up to 9. The rest of them are all to do with the 1. So I'll put them on this side of the ace. So like I explained with the ace is a self-belief that is not helping you. The ace itself is, there is a rebirth, and you moving with the rebirth. You creating changes within yourself and being able to move through that. The 10 is, like I said, the idea of you have these desires, but your whole mentality around this desire would be, but what if this? But what if I'm rejected? But what if I fail? There is no failing going after what you want, but with low vibration, that's what you would be hearing. With your self-beliefs, with your idea of self-beliefs, with the 10, it would be, what if I fail, or what if I'm rejected? With the Jack, it would be, I'm not enough, I can't do this. Hey Charley, how you doing? I'm not enough, I can't do this, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not. You're the inner bully is so strong within you that the self-belief about self, it just knocks you down all the time, that you are not able to take action. The Queen is somebody that puts so much energy into other people that she's not lifting herself up. She doesn't validate self. She believes that she has to do something for other people to be able to feel useful, because she doesn't feel useful alone. So these are the inner beliefs that stop the manifestations from coming. We have the King. The King is somebody that has intuition, but they're not using their intuition, and they don't trust their intuition. So although you will receive signs and synchronicities and guidance along the way, you're stuck with, you're not good enough. And because you don't believe in what you have, you're not able to move towards the manifestations and opportunities. It's like you move through them, but in lower vibrations, so you can never actually hold in your hand what it is you're working towards, because this has not been dealt with. The roots haven't been dealt with. So we have the Joker. The Joker is wanting to control the exterior world rather than the ego. What is going on inside of you? Where are these beliefs coming from? How do you change these beliefs to get them to work for you, so that you can move through the cycle with them supporting you, with them guiding you to your manifestations and abundance? So these are what stop us from being able to manifest. Self-beliefs is always self-beliefs. Self-beliefs stop us from doing everything, and resistance comes from self-beliefs. The only reason that we do not manifest what we want is because there is a self-belief within you that stops you from believing that you can't manifest it, or that you can manifest it, sorry. There's a belief system within inside yourself that stops you from believing that you are able to get the manifestation, to get the opportunities, to expand and grow in life. So that is the spiral of how I read the numbers. And we all experience this, guys. We all experience it in everything that we are creating. At some point within the creation, unless you're just detached from the creation, you will experience one of these difficulties through the manifestation process. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you let go of these attachments, or be able to see within yourself the difficulty to be able to see the self-belief within yourself. So it allows you to move beyond that self-belief, because awareness is the beginning of change. Without the awareness, how do we change? If you cannot see that there's something wrong, how do you create something different? Hey Hasu, how are you doing? So that is how the spiral works. That's how the spiral works in negatives. The spiral in positives would all feel really good. It would all be working for us, and it doesn't take long to be able to receive the manifestations. But when we're in lower vibration, and that is all because of self-beliefs, it's a lot harder. The journey is a lot harder. It takes a lot longer to move beyond ourselves. So it's really paying attention to self to create that change, so that we're able to grow and expand in beautiful ways. I'm great, thank you, Hasu. I am here to do readings, guys. If you would like a reading, let me know, and I can come to you. You're in India? All right, Charlie, I'll come to you as soon as you commented first. After 10 years, you're in India. That's nice. That's nice. I know when I go to the UK, as much as I don't like living in the UK, I know when I go back, it's really nice. It's like when I go back for a moment, not when I go back. Well, I've not gone back to live, but it's nice. It's nice. It's nice, like seeing all the different people. Because I live in Spain, there's not a lot of different people. It's nice. It's seeing all the different shops and the foods, and it's like a whole load of countries in one place. Like, especially because I'm from London, so and Spain is not that. So it's really nice. So I'm sure it's very nice for you, Hasu. It's like, although it might not be a place that you want to live, when you go home, there's this feeling of being home. It's like, oh, I remember this. Or this is really nice. The culture in Spain isn't very, yes, the culture in Spain is not very diverse. There's nothing very diverse about Spain. Third home, yes. Yes. That's nice, 31 degrees. I'd like that. Although it is really sunny here today. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. All right. You mean the culture in Spain isn't very diverse? I always forget that here in the US, that is normal. What, the diversity or lack of diversity? I'm not sure which way round you're referring to, but not in other places. London, where I'm from, where I grew up, it's always been diverse. The diversity, yeah, it's always been diverse. The food, the people, the languages. You get on the bus or the train and or walking down the street, you'll hear so many different languages. Spain is not that. You're lucky if you see somebody that's not Spanish. Holland was 0 degrees. Wow. No, we've not reached 0 yet. Although this morning on my walk, my friend took her phone out to play one song for me, and it said 3 degrees. I was 3 degrees. Is that's the temperature now? I know it was cold because it felt cold. The wind was really cold. It didn't feel cold. The wind felt cold, but not the actual day. But 3 degrees. I was like, yeah. But yeah, I don't like the cold. But I mean, it makes me appreciate the summer. I'm there, oh, I love the summer. I love the sun. I love the sun on my skin. Makes me very happy. And without one, we can't really appreciate the other. You hope to visit there in Spain one day. Spain's really nice. It's just not a very diverse place, but it's nice. I mean, the weather's nice. The food is nice. Some. I tweak everything. You know, when you go to different places and you eat something and it's like, oh, this is really nice. And maybe it's a very typical meal here, but there's something missing. So I tweak everything. I tweak it so, because it's not very flavored food. It's quite bland, their food. So yeah, I tweak. All right. Hey, Lisa. All right, so I am coming to Charley. Charley. Charley, I've got this. You know, better than Americans. The south of Spain doesn't get as cold as where I am. I mean, I'm quite far north. There's so many freeze. Look at that, 6 just come. There's so many freeze around you. Charley, I had this song that was going around in my head. It was the song 369, the goose struck wine, the monkey took tobacco, and the street go light, the lion broke, the monkey got choked, and they all went to heaven, and a little clap your hands. My mama told me if I was goody, that she would buy me a rubber dolly. My auntie told her I kissed a soldier, now she won't buy me a rubber dolly. And I don't know if I sang it right, but through that song, I feel like there was something that you, is that, it's like an expectation of something coming. Someone told you that something was coming, or an expectation of something coming. Because of my mummy told, my mama told me if I was goody, that she would buy me a rubber dolly. So there's like an expectation of something coming within the song, no? And it says, but the auntie told her you kissed a soldier and now she won't buy you the rubber dolly. So it's like there was something that you were expecting, and now there's this idea that it's not coming. I feel like you're manifesting something, but you don't believe it's coming. But there's an 8 on the screen as I'm saying that. There's 4, which is 8. So I feel like it is coming, but your energy doesn't trust that it's coming. Let's see what the card says. Charley, may this reading be for the highest good of Charley. Charley, may you receive the information you need. Charley. And may you be open to receiving it. Look. You've been seeing lots of 4s and 8s. This has got 4 clubs on the card, and this is an 8. Yeah, it's the 8 again. I just spoke about that 8. The 8 is the manifestation. It is this thing coming. But I feel like the Jack is a message of know your worth. I feel like you just don't believe it's coming. it's like there's even an action that's been taken, because the 4 is an action that's been taken. But with that action that's been taken, you're still doubting it. You're still doubting whether, maybe it's like the idea of the 4 is like, maybe it was a bit rash. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I was moving too fast. Maybe would have, should have, could I. It's like a lot of doubts around an action that you've taken. And you're feeling like you're not able to receive this thing. One of the reasons will be because it's a Jack. You don't feel worthy of being able to receive it. You don't feel that you're good enough to be able to receive it. Charlie, the action, with the 4, the action was already taken. What happened after you took an action comes the 5, the balance. Because there's the Jack is a number 1 for me. It's a root. So there's a root, a core self-belief that is not benefiting you. And that core belief is that you're not doing what you need to do. You're not good enough to get what you need. Devonte, I'm going to come to you after, if you're around when I finish, okay? I'm going to come to you. Yeah, it's like you're not good enough to be able to receive what it is that you've put an action into, because your inner belief is a bully. The Jack for me is a bully. It's somebody that has the biggest heart and is so beautiful to other people and so caring and not caring, that's not the one for the giving, so giving to other people. You're all right, Devonte. All right, so the Jack is somebody that's extremely giving. You have a really beautiful heart and you really love people fully and you'll give everything. And when you give, you don't even believe that you've given enough. You could give everything you have and you'll still feel that you could give more. But when it comes to actually receiving, that's your struggle, because you do not feel worthy. So you have this 8, which is this desire that you have. But without feeling worthy, how do you receive this manifestation? How do you receive the gift that you sent out for? You asked for something. The 8 is actually on a 10. So this is a big desire you have, because the 10 is a big desire you have that you've been struggling to go after. And the reason you've probably been struggling to go after it or believing that you're able to get it, the 10 is like, but what if I fail? But what if I'm rejected? These are like the 2 biggest ones for the 10. What if I fail? What if I'm rejected? The Jack is, I'm not good enough. So the likelihood is that you're constantly telling yourself you're not good enough, you're going to fail, and you're going to be rejected. So it's like the space to be able to receive this manifestation is closed. It's closed because you have to be open to receive the manifestation. The same way that when you give something to somebody, if they said to you, no, I don't want it, you would be like, what the hell is that? Why are you telling me you don't want it? You sold a house by yourself. You sold the house. That's good. And to buy the house, to buy another house, how's that going? Did you buy another house? Have you moved into somewhere else? Because that will be something different. Selling a house is different to be able to receive. No? This is a personal growth one as well. This is about you being able to open yourself up to receive. And it's really, you see, so it wasn't for yourself. That's the difference, Charlie. And I really want you to understand this, because like I said, you're the giver. So you selling a house by yourself, of course you can do that. You didn't do it for yourself. You didn't do it for yourself. There wasn't an issue. There wasn't an issue. Your self-worth does not come into it because you weren't doing it for yourself. You were doing it for him. That's your giving because you are the giver. You're the encourager. You're the cheerleader. But you being able to do it for you, you being able to receive for you, that's different. That's what you need to work on. This is personal growth as well because it is the clubs. So it's something to work on. You being able to receive and not just give. One tool that I've taught myself, Charlie, I'm not sure if I've spoken to you about this already because I remember you and you keep getting 8s. I remember you getting 8s before. And a tool that I've used for the Jack for myself is when you give, like everything that you've just done for your partner, that you've sold his house and you're helping him get the attorney, all this that you've done means that you are very capable of doing what you need to do. No? So you've given all of this to this person. If somebody was to do all of that for you, would you accept it? If somebody says, oh, I'm going to do this for you and I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to sell this house. If you had a house and they told you, I'm going to sell this for you and yeah, you're going to make lots of money. And you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want to accept it because you wouldn't feel worthy of it. But what I've started to do for a little while now is it's a beautiful thing to be able to give to people, but it's also a beautiful thing to be able to receive. Because the way you feel when you give, you're allowing the person that gives to you to feel that. But when you don't accept things from other people, then you're not allowing other people to feel that amazingness that it feels when you give. You're taking that away from people. And because you're the encourager, that won't feel good to you. You want people to feel nice around you. So that's a tool that will help to keep reminding yourself when somebody does want to give to you, be open to receiving what they give to you. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. You deserve the car. You just sold a house for him. You're getting him an attorney. You deserve the car. You deserve the manifest that you've probably been asking for a car as well. Maybe that is what the manifestation is. And the action that you took was selling the house. And it's now you being able to receive this, to be able to have the manifestation. It like makes a lot of sense. But this is not just going to stop at this car, though. This is in everything that you do. It is a core inner belief that you are not good enough. There has to be a new way of speaking to yourself and dealing with yourself so that you can be more loving towards self. We all have these different versions of self, no? We have the inner bully. That inner bully of yours is very dominant and she's been dominant for a long time. But as much as she has had that voice within you, you also have this amazingly beautiful voice that you use for everybody else. Start using that voice on yourself because you're worthy of that voice. You're worthy of everything that you offer to other people. You deserve that voice because of what you give and what you offer, because you're so heart-based. You are a very beautiful person that deserves many beautiful things in life. And I know that you don't want to receive these things, but without being able to receive them, it means you're always in the same place. And that same place is beaten up. It's like bullied. You don't deserve to be bullied for the rest of your life. You don't. You deserve something exceptional to happen in your life because of the heart that you have. And the thing is that you receiving doesn't mean that you have to receive and be greedy even. You can receive and you can give. There is this give and take that the universe is constantly flowing with. So it's not because you like there's some videos that I watch sometimes on YouTube and somebody will come and offer a homeless person, let's say $100. So the homeless person that needs this money will be like, wow, thank you so much. And they'll be so happy. And they'll go to a shop and they'll buy loads of stuff and then share it with all the other homeless people. So it's not because someone gives you something that it makes you selfish. You could do whatever you want with what it is that you're receiving. But the point is to be open to receive so that you're able to continue that flow of give and take. Make sense? But you buying a car for yourself can help others, because let's use this for example. My husband, he's a bit freaky with this. The other day, he come and picked me up from work, and he was telling me that on his way to work in the morning, him and my daughters, when they go to school, I'm coming, Devonte, I'm just going to say this little story and then I'm coming straight to you. There was a guy at the bus stop, an old man, this is like 7 o'clock in the morning, an old man at the bus stop, and my husband stopped and said, do you want to ride? So the man said, yes, he's going to the next town. So my husband said, I'm not going to the next town, but I will take you to the roundabout, like before he turns off. So the man said, okay, no problem. So my husband asked him, well, where are you going? So he said, I'm going to this other place. And my husband said, well, I'm going to this place. And the man said, oh, you can take me there. That's even closer than this place. It will be a lot easier to get there from where he is now. So he took the man to the area that he works, and the man had a lot more options to get the bus. So through my husband having a car, he was able to help someone else. Through you having a car, maybe you'll see someone that needs help with their shopping. It's like you're creating limitations around how you can help, but your car can help other people. It's not just about, it's like you're finding ways of, but I don't deserve this because I can do this with it and I can do this with it. But in having a car that he wants you to buy, you can also do things with it. Do you understand? It's like you're just deciding that, no, I don't deserve this and I'm not worthy of this and other people deserve more than me. No, you are deserving. You are. You are. Yeah. The Jack is a difficult one. It is somebody that struggles to feel that they deserve. But like I said, it's putting that loving, cheerleading, empowering, inspirational self that you give to everybody else with yourself. Start giving it to yourself. And it will take practice. When I started dealing with the Jack, it for about a month, I realized how negative my mind spoke about how dominant my own inner bully was. And she didn't stop telling me things about myself that were how undeserving I was or how rubbish I was. And it took a while. It's still time. It took a while to be able to reduce the dominance of that voice. And the only reason it took a while is because I'd spent so long listening to that voice. So I had to practice listening to this other voice that was loving, that was nurturing, that was giving towards me rather than bullying me. And it's just putting that practice into yourself. It's just practicing. It's just practicing. You've really worked on not being negative. Yeah. It's practice. Practice makes perfection. Practice. All right, Devonte, you don't know how somebody reads a standard deck of cards. There's actually a name for it. I wouldn't say what I do is this, though. But somebody who reads a standard deck of cards, it's called cardomacy. And they read it different to what I didn't know anything about cardomacy. I actually heard one night. I was doing readings before, but the readings that I was doing before, great, Charley, enlighten you. I'll enlighten you, Devonte. So the readings that I was doing before I started using these cards were kind of pictures of people's face, I look at somebody's palm and read their palm, not using the lines because I don't know about all of that, but just whatever I felt from that person, from what I could see, because I tend to see things. It's like things stand out to me. So that was how I was reading before, using all kinds of different things, innate objects. I made, I didn't have these, but I had like little pieces of cardboard with animals on them because I see animals and they pass messages on for me. So one night I was in my bed and I heard that I should use a standard deck of cards to do readings. So I quickly got my pen and paper and started writing down what I heard. I heard the ace, I heard a message. I heard 2, I heard a message. I heard 3, I heard a message, and so forth. So I went to sleep. The next day, I looked at my messages, looked at the messages I'd received. I didn't understand anything. It made no sense to me at all. I did not know how to use the messages. So I left them. A few months later, I heard that I should check the messages. So I went to my, I think I'd done it on my phone at that time, actually. So I went to my phone, checked the messages again, and I had, it was like, okay, this kind of makes sense. Let's see how it goes. Let me practice. And one of the things about me is I'm not scared to practice with new things. It's about intuition. And I mean, intuition comes out in lots of different ways, no? So I said, all right, let me practice and see how this works. So I started practicing with the cards and they were giving nice messages. They made sense. But another month later, another month later, it was my birthday. I was 44 that year. And I asked myself, so what would 8 be for me? The message for the 8 was universally inspired changes. So I was like, okay, so what would this tell me? So I sat down and I was like, when I was 8, I don't know why I did this. It just flowed. So when I was 8, I went to Mauritius for the first time with my nan. My mum is from Mauritius. So I went there for the first time. I'm from London. London is a city. It's dense with buildings. Mauritius is a small island, a tiny island. It's like a dot on the map. You might not even see it. And it was full of different race people, full of different food. I saw stars that I hadn't really seen in London. So it was like a really different experience for me. When I was 17, I moved into my own flat. When I was 26, my husband and I became partners. We'd been friends 5 years before that. And when I was 35, we got married, had twins. So I was like, ooh! So what's going to happen at 44? I was well excited. For the whole year, I was excited. What manifestation am I going to get come into my life this year? I realized at the end of the year that this was the manifestation, the understanding. So after I did 8, I sat down and I was like, okay, so what would 1 tell me? What would 2 tell me? What would 3 tell me? So I sat down and wrote my whole life out in numbers. So if I did 3, for example, 3 would be 3 years old. It would be 12 years old, 21 years old, 30 years old. So I wrote different experiences that I had for each age. And an amazing thing about me as well is that for some reason, well, it weren't for some reason, it was for this. Everything happens for a reason, though. My memory is really good. So I had all these experiences that I'd written down. And within the number 3, there were certain things that were the same. Within the number 8, as you can see, they're all big changes. They're like manifestations that came into my life. The 7 was the same. And the thought process around each number was not each number. So all the 3s, there was a certain thought process that I had experienced, certain emotions I experienced within each of the numbers. So that's how I read a deck of cards with the knowledge of myself, with the knowledge of what was I emotionally, mentally thinking within each number. That's how I read them. But like I said, there is a proper name for it, cardomacy, but I don't read them as cardomacy. I don't understand cardomacy. I just read them the way that I've been shown to read them. I don't understand any other way of reading. I've never read anything else other than these cards and these ones, which are my own designed cards. These are coming from the animals that I see when I look at people. I've made them myself. Even the calabash, it's full of names, songs, quotes, and animals. The animals that are not here. The names are things that I hear, and the names are names that I hear. Generally, when I'm doing a reading for somebody, and the name it's like a key word of something for me to be able to understand. I don't necessarily always understand at the time, but it's messages come in really odd ways. I also have feelings inside here, because when I'm doing readings, I feel certain things, and that gives messages. So I'm a very intuitive person, and I use my intuition in all the ways that I possibly can without limiting myself. So I hope that made sense. That's how I read a standard deck of cards. So yeah, it's not cardomacy. I think is something that a lot of people do. They do read a standard deck of cards, but I think that a lot of people, when they read a standard deck of cards, read them as though they're like interpreting them as tarot cards. But the people that I've seen read them, they're interpreting them as tarot cards. But I don't read tarot cards. I don't know tarot cards. I mean, I watched a couple of people that are very good reading tarot cards, but I don't know if I had a deck of tarot cards, I would be able to read them. Obviously, using intuition, I'd get there, but I have these. This is what I was given, so this is what I use. And these, for me, are all about the resistance that we experience within inside ourselves. We're all creators, but we also have self-belief issues. We have an ego, and our ego is all about self-beliefs. It's all about our identity, who we believe ourselves to be, and the belief system that we have within inside ourselves that we might not necessarily know about. So that's what these cards show me, the resistance within self, the resistance to be able to move towards self, the resistance that stops us from going after a job or going after somebody we want or something we want, or that stops us from being able to receive a manifestation. That's what these cards teach. Yeah. Hey, Shan. Happy Monday. So I hope that made sense, Devonte. There are no limitations, though, to how we can read, because intuition is so broad. Everything is always expanding. We are always expanding. I mean, I use these, but I mean, the same way I can use, let me show you. I've got my cupboards. Can I turn this? Can I turn it around? Yeah. I've got my cupboards here, yeah? My kitchen cupboards. Even this talks to me. The patterns on the cupboards, they talk to me. So it's like there's so many different things that can speak to us. The candle can speak to me. This peg can speak to me. Everything speaks to us, and it's just whether we're open to listening to the message or not. And I like messages. I love the connection with source energy. I love how source energy shares insights with me and explains things for me to be able to understand. So yeah, it's great. The bush outside can talk, a flower can talk. It's just anything can speak, and it's just how whether you're open to receiving the message. And I think that a lot of people may see a message, but they don't actually necessarily connect to the message. I'll give you an example. This is, you said don't push it. This is This was a really interesting experience, and it is about intuition. And the reason I'm talking about it is, number one, because you asked about the cards, and number two, because it's something that it was freaky. Pens, candles, and cupboards. Now I'm gonna have to lie down and rethink this. Is anything, literally anything. There was one day I was in the bathroom. I can't show you my towels because I can't move the phone to there. But there was one day I was in my bathroom and I was standing there. I think I was brushing my teeth. And I looked down at my tiles. The tiles, they're similar to the wood. They've got, it's like two different type colours that are kind of blurred into each other, the tiles on the floor. So I was looking and I saw this really impressionante, I wanted to tell you. This Native American with this headdress on that was just, wow, he was so beautiful. I was like, whoa, why am I seeing him? What's that about? What's that about? So I'm looking at him and then I hear Hitchy Mancha. So when I finished brushing my teeth, I quickly went to go and write Hitchy Mancha down because I wanted to check what Hitchy Mancha is. I don't know anything about Hitchy Mancha. And I don't know any Red Indians. I don't know any Native Americans. I don't know anything other than the movies about Native Americans. So a little while later, I went to investigate Hitchy Mancha. So I typed it into Safari. And Chitty Mancha come up with a C at the beginning. That was the only difference. It had a C at the beginning. Chitty Mancha come up. And it told me that Chitty Mancha is a Native American tribe from Louisiana. And I was like, whoa, I don't know why I received this information. I don't know what it has to do with anything. Maybe I was part of the Hitchy Mancha tribe in a previous life. I do not have an idea why I received that message. But I received that message. It was freaky. But I received messages like this a lot. Sometimes I understand them, sometimes I don't understand them. I think that one of the reasons that I received it, because I feel like a shaman. I feel like I have shaman energy. I'm like a doctor. I like herbs, medicine, natural medicines, healing, the drumming from the shaman. I like all of that stuff. So I feel that it was just kind of like just giving me a glimpse of who I have been, who I have experienced, or what I have experienced, and just kind of connecting me to myself more and more and more through getting these small insights. But it's weird. It's weird. But I could have looked at that Native American on the floor that I saw, and that was that. I because we see things, no? We do see things. You look at the clouds and you see something. I question what I see. Most people don't. I think that's mainly the difference of using intuition and not using intuition. When you question what you see, or you sit with what you see and you allow it to come through you rather than just discarding it as nothing, because it's never nothing. If you notice something, it's something. Hey, Malak. Thank you, Lisa. All right, so anyone else want a reading? Devonte, would you like a reading with the cards, seeing as you're so interested in them, and see what message they bring for you? Would you like that? Not pushing it, not pushing it. I am here, though, to do readings. I'll do one more because the time's already finished. Sure. All right, let's go. Let's go, Devonte. I like your name, Devonte. All right. Let's see what the universe has to share with you, Devonte. May this reading be for the highest good of Devonte. May you receive the information you need. I'm going to tell you something before any cards come out. You hate it. It's a beautiful name. I like it. I feel like you are, like there's a tree. Is it a tree? Yeah, it's a tree, like a palm tree type thing. I don't think it's a palm tree, but it's similar. But there's this tree, and it's like there's a lot of this tree, but there's one part of the tree that has got my attention, and that's the part that is, the sun is out, and it's the part that is exposed the most to the sun. The rest of it is all in the shade. But the part that I'm drawn to is the part that is in the sun, and it's all kind of reaching. That's the feeling behind it. It's all reaching to the sun. So I feel like you are ascending, you are growing, you are working more and more and more through lights. May this reading be for the highest good of Devonte. May you receive the information you need. And may you be open to receiving it. 2. Two of spades you got. 2 of spades is a message from spirit because it's spades. And a 2 is a message of love is all around. I tried to do that, but the passion to thrive for it fully is lost. Yeah, you have a 2. I'm just done with life. Yeah, you have a 2. Yeah, what you've just explained is what I would have told you with the 2. The 2 is somebody that is experiencing depression. The 2 is somebody that doesn't feel loved and supported, but love is all around. What happens is there's very likely to be an 8 around you somewhere, Devonte. How long was you with this person that you planned on spending your life with? There's an 8 around you somewhere, or maybe part of your age was 8, or your numbers together was 8, or there's an 8 around you. This relationship feels like it was divinely broken up, and that this is taking you to somewhere that is so much better than where you were. The 2 is somebody that we volunteered in 2022 and texted, messaged on and off for 2 years. 2. It's a lot. Oh, okay. There's the 8. 2 years, 2022. There's your 8. That's 8, isn't it? 2022 is 6 plus the 2 years you were. That's 8. All right. All right. I know that there's an 8 around you because that relationship that you're feeling was the one. I feel that the universe took that person out because they were just not the one. And what happens with us sometimes is that we're very egotistical, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but we are human, and humans are we're ego. That's what we are. Unless we actually do a lot of work to remove ourselves so that we're in this light place, we have ego to deal with. Ego is the resistance. It's the self-beliefs. It's your idea of self, your identity, who you believe you are. If you believe someone hurt you, if you believe someone's let you down. The 2 is that you don't feel supported and you don't feel loved. So it's somebody that you're kind of in this place of being the victim. This person did this to me, and you're blaming outside of yourself rather than looking inside of yourself and really connecting to the love that is all around you, because it is all around you. And this was something divine that happened to be able to get rid of this, experience, so that you could walk into a better experience, but you have to let go of that experience. That was an 8 experience, which leads you to the 9, the opportunities. But if you leave the 8 with the idea that why has this happened to me, rather than this manifestation was the best thing to happen to me, because an 8 is a manifestation. If you leave a relationship trusting in it was meant to finish, you'll go into the 9 with opportunities, doors are opening for you. But if you leave the 8 with the idea that why has this happened to me, and I really want that person, and I really love that person, and I really want to be with that person, and why have they done this to me, then what happens is you go to the 9 and you're working from this trauma place, this bag of trauma that has all the people that have hurt you before, the people that have lied to you before, the people that have cheated on you before, the people that have let you down in whatever way. But it's like you start working from that bag of trauma, which brings you to the 1, which is there's changes. You're experiencing, 1 ace is a rebirth. You're experiencing a rebirth. You're experiencing changes. But if you go, that's in positives, yeah. If you go from the 8, trusting in what's happened, you'll get the opportunities that come from the 9. You'll walk towards the 1, which is you become someone new because of this experience, and you're trusting in what you're experiencing. You're trusting in where you're going. You're trusting in how you're changing and how your ego is changing. The belief system that you're carrying is changing, which brings you to the 2, that you're able to feel the love all around you, and you can see the signs and the synchronicities, which is like what I was talking about with, now I understand why I went to all them different places with you here. It can make sense now. That there's always something showing us direction. There's always something showing us guidance. There's always something showing us that we are loved. But if you go from the 8, which is, I didn't want that to happen, why did that happen? You go to the 9, you go to your trauma bag of, this always happens, people always let me down, people always lying to me, people always cheat on me, people whatever. You go to the 1, which is carrying this rucksack with you into the 1, which means that you're still looking inside this bag rather than changing who your belief system. The belief system is what needs to be changed, not working from this bag, but the belief system within you of why is this happening to me. So you go into the 1 of, and you have this bag with you with the 1. So it's like you're not seeing the changes. Everything just feels difficult. Everything feels like a lot of bad. When you see your life as being bad luck, you're creating more bad luck. Like I said, you have this 9 of trauma, things not going well. You keep bringing that into the 1, your next cycle. As long as that 9 comes into the 1, this new cycle is going to follow suit, because the work that's inside of you that needs to be done, rather than the physical world needing to change, it's a personal belief inside of you, and a belief about self. My world is not working for me. I always get bad luck. I'm not lucky. I can't do this. I don't get people that love me. People always let me down. No one ever supports me. As long as that's how you view your world, it's what you're going to be creating into your world. You will keep manifesting that same thing. But we go through the 1 to be able to change. You're now on the 2. So the 1, you haven't done the work yet on the 1, but you're only on the 2. So the 2, start connecting to the signs and synchronicities around you. You were sent here for a reason. I noticed you last week, was it? You came on. It's the first time that we've seen each other. This is guidance. No, it's guidance. The universe will always give you what you need. I'm just one person as well. And the universe is constantly offering you guidance and support. It's just, are you looking at the guidance and support that's been offered, or are you looking at what you have a lack of, but people always let me down and hurt me, rather than, oh, it's really beautiful meeting different people and allowing new ideas into my world and allowing myself to be someone different and letting go of all of this trauma and working from a place of, you know what, I've got this. And if somebody does hurt me, then that's okay, because I know that I'm growing from them. I know I'm learning something from them. I know that I am benefiting from everything I experience, and it's leading me to somewhere better. But you've been walking forward with, it's not leading me anywhere better. It just keeps looking the same, and I don't want it to look the same, but it does keep looking the same. But as long as you see it the same, you're going to recreate the same. It's really important the mindset changes, and your belief about self has been coming from, I'm not supported and I'm not loved. So connect to the signs and synchronicities, and a lot of the stories that I mentioned to you were about signs and synchronicities. I spent a lot of time talking about it as well. It's not something I generally do, but I did today. And like I said, I didn't know why I was doing it. Now I know. We don't always know why we're doing something, but in hindsight, it's always clear. Use your hindsight to benefit you. So yes, you planned on living your life with this woman, but the universe got rid of this woman because she wasn't good. Or I don't know if it was a woman, I'm assuming. The universe got rid of this partner that you had because that person was not the right one. I'll try to is not the right answer. It's not the right answer. Because you can do this. I'll try to is, I understand what you're saying, but I don't really believe I can do it. It was a guy. Okay. It didn't make a difference. It was just like a figure of speech, but I realized that I'd specified, and yeah, it doesn't really matter. The person's come out of your world though. You're seeing that as something that's wrong with you. Bad things happen to you because this person come out of your world. No, it was an opportunity that happened for you. It was an opportunity for somebody better to come into your world that is going to give you so much more than what you had. That is going to give you so much more love than you've ever known. So much more support than you've ever known. But you have to start with self, and that's what you're not doing. That's what you haven't been doing. You've been wanting that from other people, the love and support. You're wanting other people to give you that from your exterior world. And when they don't give it to you, it's making you feel like you're not good enough for it, or that there's something wrong with you, that you're not getting it. It's a very victim mentality. And it's normal because we all experience it, yeah? We all experience it. It's a bit depressed as well, the two. But it's not a bit depressed. The two experiences depression. So it's just, how do you move beyond this victim mindset? It's by letting yourself know that that was the right thing to happen. That relationship that you had with that guy, it would have been temperamental. It would have been like a tug of war. It would have been, sometimes it's nice, sometimes you're withdrawn from them. Then you want them back, but then you're withdrawing again. And then you want them back, but you're withdrawing again. It would have been a relationship like that. You can tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't mind being wrong. But I believe that that is the type of relationship it would have been. It wouldn't have been just all love and nice, and not that relationships wouldn't experience struggle, but not with the 9 energy. The 9 energy is an energy of you want somebody to love you, but you're super independent, so you won't put your heart out there because you don't trust people. So it's about you learning to open that heart. And that is by you connecting to source energy, so that you can open your heart to the source energy, because that will never hurt you. It's pure love. And work from that place. So when you deal with other people, you're working from this place of love rather than lack, rather than hurt, pain. Yeah, it was already that through just messages. It will be that until you do the work, Devonte. Your job at this moment really isn't about the person that you seek is out there, and the universe has them there in waiting. That they're there. That person is there, and they will just bring so much joy and beautifulness into your world. But you have to be ready for them, and in the energy that you are at the moment, you're not ready for them. whatever relationship you go into in this energy, you're going to experience the same difficulties, because it's something that you have to deal with inside of yourself to be able to move beyond these ideas of self. This is like, you feel a bit like a jack as well. It's like you're not good enough because you've been hurt so much. You feel like it's your fault that you've done, that people don't like you. Or although you're blaming other people, there will be part of you that just feels really low. Why don't I deserve better? Why can't I get better? Why can't I have the person that just loves me unconditionally? Why? Because you don't love yourself unconditionally. That's your practice, to love yourself unconditionally, to start paying attention to the signs and synchronicities, and they come in all different ways. You may go online and a random video pops up and it makes so much sense to you at that moment. You may put the radio on and a song that comes on reminds you of somebody that's passed that just filled you with love, and they did support you and love you and empower you, made you feel really good about yourself. So what's very likely to happen with you though is you'll think about that person and that person isn't there for me anymore though. I don't have them anymore. You do have them because they're in your heart. They taught you that about yourself. They taught you that this is what you're capable of receiving, rather than, but they're not anymore. They're not there anymore to be able to give me that anymore. Do you get the difference? It's like moving from one place to the other constantly, and it will take practice. It will, but it's recognizing the signs. You may watch TV, something, you put something on and it's like, oh, this really matches your life and it makes so much sense to you. Or it could be anything. Randomly, somebody just speaks to you in the street. It could be anything. We're constantly exposed to signs and synchronicities. It could be that you put a movie on and you see this amazingly beautiful relationship with people. You're likely at this moment to look at that as, why can't I have that? Why can't I get that? That's what I want. No, you're seeing it because the universe is showing you that is on your path. It's not because it's trying to make you feel bad that it's not on your path. It wants you to know it's on your path. And I'll give you an example. You know, like, let's say you see a car and you're like, oh, I really like that car. I don't know what car. Let's say Mercedes. And you're like, oh, I really like that Mercedes. Nice looking car. You'll find that after you've acknowledged that car, and I'm using car as just a reference, but it could be anything. Once you've become aware of that thing, everywhere you look, that thing is there. Tell me I'm lying. Everywhere you look, that thing is there. That's the universe showing you, I've heard you, I'm listening to you. And that's your chance to really thank you, universe. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for having my back. Thank you. I trust in you. I believe in you. And I know that you've got me. You getting it? You get it? All right. So practice. When you wake up in the morning, a really good tool for the two is the gratitude. It's paying attention to the signs and synchronicities and really connecting to them, not from the lack mindset, but from the love place. For the lecture. The lecture. Sorry if it come across as a lecture. But yeah, it will help you. It really will help you, because at the moment within the two, it does feel like the two is a heavy place. It really is a heavy place. It feels lonely, the two. That's the energy of the two, lonely. But you're never alone. You're never alone. There is love. You are love. you are love. So when you can connect to that love within yourself rather than the loneliness that the ego is feeling, it creates a shift within inside of you. So whenever you're feeling like this lack, whenever you're feeling lonely, whenever you're feeling like it's not working for you, move to these places that you know what, that happened, and actually, yeah, now I know that happened because of that, and that happened because of that, and that happened because of that. Use your hindsight to help you move beyond your ideas that things are not working for you, because hindsight is an amazing tool. It really is. So, Devonte, great stuff. And I like your I get it, or rather than I'll try to, because I'll try to is very, I'm not sure I can really do this. I don't really think I've got this, but you do have it. You definitely have it, and it's just the practice of it. And the more you practice, the better you get at it. As in anything, for all of us, we all experience the same kind of thing, the same emotions, same thoughts. We all have these. That's why the cards work for everybody, because we're all the same. We're not that different. As much as people want to think that, yeah, but I'm different to that person, I'm different. No, but your thoughts and emotions, they're not that different. They're not. We're all the same when it comes down to energy and the resistance that we experience. So I bid you all a wonderful day anyway. I am off. I've been on a bit long today. I'm off. I will see you all again on Wednesday 1 p.m. CET. Tomorrow there will be a pick a card reading that I post, so check that out if you're interested. There were beautiful messages, I promise. That was so nice. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care of yourselves. See you next time, whenever I return. You're welcome anytime, Devonte, and much love to you, yeah? Much love. I'm all of you, but you, Devonte, especially. Is it? Much love, much love, much love. You are loved. You are loved. Take care. Bye.